Alright, so in this video, which by the way we are going to make in English. I have also started making content in Hindi. You can look at the playlist that I have named Hindi Mein Baatein. Alright, but in this video, this is going to be an academic study from a book that was written by Venkat Dhulipala. It is a great academic study. If you have already read this book, then you would know. But if you are somebody who does not get enough time to read these books really have a treasure trove of information, things that were hidden to us by our schools. Okay, the history that we learn in our school is a extremely and ultra sanitized version of what actually happened on ground. But yes, to address this problem of information asymmetry or dissymmetry or disinformation, whatever name that you might want to give it, we in this video are going to take up some evidences from this extensive and painstaking academic research and study done by Venkat Dhulipala. He has done some amazing work in this book. I would really recommend that you read this whole book, but if you just watch this video series that I am making, you will understand the crux or the core argument that Venkat Dhulipala is making. But before you study this book, before we get into the book and I present to you some evidences that Venkat Dhulipala himself has put forth, you must understand the background, the context in which he is making this argument. Now, usually this context is not told, not discussed about. Why? Because it involves certain difficult conversations. Now, keep in mind, this is an academic study. I'm not here hurling abuses on Christians, hurling abuses on Islam. That is not the purpose. The purpose is to study. Purpose is to dive deep into this idea of partition that was done in 47. Alright, partition essentially was vivification of the holy homeland of Bharat. Alright, now people from the excuse me. Now people from the West, they do not have this concept of homeland or a holy land or a holy homeland like we have. For us, the idea of nation state, it starts with our sacred geography. That is why whenever you go to any temple, any stage, we usually worship it. You see people walking onto stage, they'll worship that stage. Okay, anywhere we perform, anywhere we do karma is our karma bhumi, and karma bhumi is something that is very sacred to us. So this geography of Bharat, the holy homeland, the nation state of Bharat that we live in is our sacred geography. And in 1947, when that geography was vivified, it was something that cut through the heart, it cut through the emotions and everything. But at that time, it was told to us that a certain fraction of the Muslim community, they said that they were not willing to live with the polytheists, so to speak, because this is how they address us, with the polytheists of Bharat. Now, what if I told you this is half a story? Okay. For this academic study to make sense, you must use your imagination. For all we know, mankind in its current form originated on the holy homeland of Bharat, because our scriptures, our texts, everything that is surviving in Bharat, all right, everything that has survived the onslaught of Christianity, onslaught of Islam, onslaught of the British. In a way, British onslaught was the Christian onslaught, but let's focus this video, or let's focus our attention on building context before we start reading this book. So the mankind, it started on this holy homeland. We have the Indus Valley civilization, the Saraswati civilization, and everything else. The simple fact that the concentration of population in the region of Bharat, in the region of South Asia, is so concentrated tells you a lot about mankind adventuring outside of this holy land and not coming towards it. We can sit and discuss about the scientific theories, so on and so forth, but to build a context, all right, so all that we know about our dharma, all that we know about our way of life, is it essentially began on this geography, on our holy homeland. Now, as time progressed, people progressed from polytheism, then there was Judaism. Out of Judaism, there were two factions of Christianity and Islam, and if you keep on going towards West, they themselves have had their own separate history. Okay, they started establishing nation states based on religion. Now cut to World War One, World War Two, when there was fall of the Ottoman Empire. All right, the Christianity had many nation states. They had a unified nation state all to itself. Now Islam also had many nation states to itself, and the center of that was the caliphate, that was the Ottoman Caliphate. But after World War II, obviously that Ottoman Caliphate fell. Okay, Islam did not have a state power, a nation state all to itself, right? Because Ataturk came and they were secularized, they were democratized, and Turkey, now we would like to think that it is a democracy. But at that time, when World War II was concluded and Turkey was declared as a democracy and Ottoman Caliphate fell, so now all the ulema, especially the Deoband ulema, everyone wanted a nation state for Islam. Okay, so this idea that partition happened because these people did not, when I say these people, I mean Muslims, they did not want to stay with the polytheists in Bharat, is half a story. The other half is this story of Islam, this desire of Islam to have a nation state all to itself, and hence the conceptualization and eventual crystallization of this idea of Pakistan. Now you can take this as the hypothesis or the abstract of the upcoming series or the upcoming videos that I'm going to post in this series. Now this videos, all the series are going to be based on the book of Venkat Dulipala. Thank you for watching.